nice cheese on the beef.
Look at us. It's like a Monday picture. Incredible. Stagnation Crypto Warriors.
Champions.
Welcome back to the channel.
Yes, sir.
Top of the morning to you. Happy Monday. What is this? Happy January. Happy 2024.
I think today is the Orthodox Christmas. So happy Orthodox Christmas.
Orthodox Christmas. Which one is that?
Hey, people have a sort of Christmas, man. Do you know that New Year's is actually April for some people, but actually January?
In which country is that?
In some places in Africa.
I respect it. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying that I'm not keeping track of everybody's holiday. Is what I'm saying. Anyway, incredible times. Dang, I did not put the screens in the usual order, and now I don't know if it is a good idea to
click on the screen.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll gradually change it as we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us know if you can hear us, by the way. Little audio check, sound check, maybe just drop a 1 in the comments.
It'll be like testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Amazing. We named this live today. This is a Bitcoin live. Okay. Good morning again, and thanks to everyone who's joining us. We see everyone flowing in there. A Bitcoin live. We're just going to be talking about, well, obviously, every time when we do these things, we try to show some situations that arise. I mean, really, our whole show, the whole purpose of why we are always talking about Bitcoin is because we all recognize that our monetary system is broken.
It's in the kofofo.
Okay. But we're not blaming anyone from it, or for it, rather. We are all humans, and we accept that these people made a catastrophic mistake somewhere along the line. And at this point in time, it is hindering the progress of our generation.
It's nice to call it a mistake.
Yes, brother, because I don't have time to fight these people. I know that in America, they always make it seem like you're either with or against. It's fanatical behavior. We don't have time to be fanatics. We just want to win, and we just want to enjoy a great time and a great future with our families and our future generations.
We want you to win and get so tired of winning.
Exactly. We'll always bring the winning to the table. It is your choice if you take a piece of the winning or not. Would that be a decent assessment of the situation here?
It is. Good one.
So with that being said, then what we'll be doing is we're going to be checking out some videos. Oh, I'm definitely going to be bloating today. Is it gloating? Gloating, because you know what? Jim Cramer, I do not even know this because I've been off social media for a little while. But Jim Cramer bent at the knee for Bitcoin on national TV.
And you predicted it.
Thank you. I was on our channel yesterday, scrolling back, trying to find the video when I was saying it, because I said it outright, clean and clear. I was like, Jim Cramer will bend a knee to Bitcoin. BlackRock will bend a knee to Bitcoin. Fidelity, all of these banks, any one of them that have dissed Bitcoin in the past.
This is why BK Crypto Dylan calls you the Nostradamus.
Oh, yeah.
It calls you Nostradamus.
Yeah. Listen, man. I think I'm Nostradamus of sorts. I know that name, but I just cannot remember where that came from. Nostradamus.
That's the guy that predicts the future.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Why you guys not just say what is this thing? What do you call that one? The people say the psychic.
It's not psychic. That's not what psychics do.
Oh, okay. Well, let's push on there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Looking at Bitcoin this morning, did I even apply screen share? Yes, I did. Look at that. Stand by. Hang on. We're doing free ad for
Trading View.
Yeah. I apologize, folks. We're just going to take a quick look at the TA here.
Astrology for men. That's what it's called.
Okay, to look at astrology for men here.
It's on the products. Super chat.
I said in that video Okay, I made some predictions there. I said all of these entities were going to, you know, succumb to what Bitcoin is and this new form of money that we are experiencing here. And listen, we are in that time. We're in that time right now. It's that season. Okay, Jim Cramer himself sat there on MSNBC and could not use the MSNBC.
But you notice what happened right after they said that, right?
What happened?
The price of Bitcoin went down.
But I mean, the guy's a cursed guy. There's nothing we can do about that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing we can do.
We went down. We touched. I
But
think we touched about $41,000 the moment they said that same day.
Actually, I would think that in this case,
Yeah.
it is a positive for Jim Cramer to be talking about Bitcoin because God knows we need a discount to buy more. So if he can come out and do one of those his things again, then that'll be great.
Yeah, we already got a double top and we got a dip to 41,000 when you did that.
Exactly. Well, let's say
hello to our little friends.
to Mr. L. Debnam L. Good morning to you, sir. He says, "Hey, fellas, greetings and happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year to you, brother.
Champions.
We hope this year is full of prosperity, joy, and what else?
This is the year of
Strength.
progression. This is the year of building. So yes,
Absolutely. It is that year.
Yeah.
It's also the year of truth, apparently, as I'm finding out.
truthification.
Because this guy, Cat Williams, I recently found out that he was somewhere just went scorched earth on a bunch of people. And the whole internet is raving about that. Anyway, Bitcoin currently trading at $45,035. As Double already mentioned, we were hanging out up there around that 45,500, maybe trying to knock on the door of 46,000.
We need to cross exactly where that line is right now. We need to
Exactly.
close it to really believe that this is the momentum upwards.
Listen, I saw some Bitcoin maxis on Twitter claiming that we're already knocking on the door of 50K. It's always nice to see that those guys are still getting disappointed every now and then. As you mentioned, Cramer, after Cramer's admission there, and whatever the case, whatever the case that caused this situation to rip down so hard, we did see that pull back there to 41,000.
Mhm.
So decent support level there.
Yep.
Interestingly, you can see we've been trading in this
Within that
range here,
range, yep.
Since December. So I think it's safe to say once we break above this, and actually, these things is all about patterns. Okay, so we'll point this out again here. If you notice there, we have another range just a little bit below here between 33
Mhm.
and 41K. And you saw we're sideways there for a while.
Mhm.
And once we broke above this, it's almost like it's a new shelf,
Yep.
if you will, right? And so, as you can imagine, once we break above that again, then I will have that next leg up. I would imagine up to at least 50K at that point in time, right? Looking at the daily chart here, Double O, what are your thoughts on that one?
Look at that exact zoom in. Exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
But on the weekly, though, we need to see what happened.
Mm.
When we do the astrology for me, we got to look at what happened back. Look at the future, the past.
Look at the past to tell the future.
Yeah. As you can see, we are very, very close to those major resistance from exactly that line over there. Boom. Yeah.
This is very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to pull this one up here.
There you go.
That's about 46,800 there. We can see that has been a previous point of support and resistance.
Mhm.
And as we already mentioned before, when you see that thing trading sideways within that range there, that's when you get that big move up. So it's almost, it's inevitable. This thing's about to show up looking at what, 51K?
Mhm.
It's the next resistance point over there.
And I'm sure for the traders, they're probably looking at the cross above that for them to go long. And then for the shorts, if it fails that, they're probably gonna go short. But we don't recommend that you trade Bitcoin because Bitcoin don't play games, man. It destroys you, especially if you're leveraging.
Yeah, if you're if you're leveraged, you're definitely going to get liquidated. Happens every time. Well then, let's push on then, brother. Okay, I think what we have here today, it's a obviously remittance and just
Go to Nigeria
control
now.
of money
I don't know any other country.
across the globe. Right,
Mhm.
it's something that we are trying to solve. This is the solution that Bitcoin is providing.
The Bitcoin life.
Okay. I mean, it is the ultimate form of money at this point in time. We already know that is very clear at this point in time. We've seen, you know, the experts, whether it's Jamie Dimon and all these institutions that are supposed to be, you know, the all-seeing eye, if you will. Those were educated in finance and such. We have seen all of them essentially acknowledge the fact that Bitcoin is superior money. And so if Bitcoin is that superior money, then the question now becomes, what can we do with Bitcoin to improve or to level out the playing field of finance in our lives?
Fix the
Right?
problem that
Yes.
it was created for.
Exactly. We know that at this point in time, maybe our leadership is not going to take the lead on that. We can clearly see how they've been responding to these things. So it is now up to us as a people to take control of our financial future. It always has been. And so when we find ourselves in a situation where, as in the video which we're going to be showing here, I mean, I don't know what to call this. Is it discrimination or just straight up control of the people?
It's like that everywhere. It's just except for Africa gets the biggest hand, the biggest hammer in the situation.
Absolutely. And interesting, I was talking to my father yesterday, and I was telling him, Africa is in a very unique place. If there's ever been a time when we've ever imagined taking our financial freedom back, this is the opportunity, to be honest. Because if you look at things globally, we can see that everyone is, a lot of things are being reorganized very fast right now. We see new trade deals being structured between Russia and other nations, in China as well. We see a lot of defiance as well to the powers that existed previously. and the reaction that the globe has been expecting from the superpowers has not been what everyone imagined it was going to be. So with that being said, it seems to me that the illusion of power,
he said illusion of power,
is fading. Okay, it's fading and it's fading very fast. And I think everyone needs to wake up and see that, because from here on out, okay, we are taking control of the ship. Let's put it that way. All right, so I'm just going to refresh this so it starts again from the beginning.
Okay.
We'll check this out. We'll check out some comments and then
more videos.
Get your thoughts, brother.
All right, let's go.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it.
By the way, we got banned on Instagram.
Yeah, we did.
Speaking the truth.
We sure
that has it. A Nigerian PayPal account is send only.
It's send only?
Correct.
For PayPal?
Yes.
How do you put the money into send?
Good. No, I can deposit money from my card into my PayPal account.
And send it to me.
But you can send me PayPal.
Is this capital controls? A bit like how they don't really, in Nigeria, they didn't really want people using the dollar. Wasn't there a restriction put there?
It was this preceded capital controls.
Okay.
This is PayPal's internal decision. Yes, they get bounced, they get fraud alerts and all, but the elegant systems of fixing that, rather than locking out 200 million people from global commerce through what then used to be the biggest channel. Of course, it sparked fintechs to rise in Africa to say, hey, we'll create systems that people can use to pay from outside. But that's the kind of decision that a global company like PayPal can make on the biggest economy in Africa. And it has impact, and people don't see it. Because the guy in Nigeria that is doing work, now remote work is very available, but he's doing that work. Can he get the value he's earned from that work back? And when all the systems, the channels that are set up for it are either going to collect a margin on every bit of his work because that system has just been designed in that way, and there's a problem somewhere. I'll give you another example. Western Union, MoneyGram. Last year, the US government requested that they send information on every transaction in the US from their platforms for people in this part of the world. Every single one, line by line. Already those systems, when you see the statistics of remittances coming to Africa from the diaspora. That means those companies are already getting a huge cut.
What do they take? 7%, 10%?
Varies here and there. They take a huge cut from it. So I'm not talking yet about what's happening locally. And there are issues locally.
Yep.
But I think our biggest challenge from a money standpoint usually comes when our money has to touch the rest of the world. Inside Nigeria, we have one of the most fantastic electronic systems for settling payment. If I sent you money in Ireland now from my Irish account, if I sent something to your dad to his Irish account, he's not getting it till after 10 a.m. tomorrow morning when the bank's open. If I send it in Nigeria now, even if we're two separate banks, two different banks, you get it instant.
Yeah, it's the same as we have in the UK.
Right?
Yeah.
Same in the UK, but there are places in Europe where you don't have it that fast. So means of electronic transfer locally is starting to get easier. The problem starts when you're a businessman and you want to pay a supplier abroad, or you're a Nigerian developer who's working for a global company in Nigeria and you want to get your salaries back home.
Is this a problem if you try and do business with other African nations, or just with the US and Europe?
That one's a crap show on its own.
But isn't
Crazy.
Guys, that was Dip.
Yeah.
Bitcoin Life.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Definitely, I don't think we have any other option than to be in a Bitcoin life. Okay? Because I think, I mean, you could really look at it as the new war reserve currency. But before we go there, let's look at these comments before we move forward.
Let's do it.
Of course, we said to hi to
L.
Debnam L.
L.
Okay, we have Janine Hayes in the house. She says Grand Rising.
Hey, Janet.
Grand Rising to you too, champion. Okay, OG Buzzy.
OG.
Amazing. BK Crypto in the he's out.
Champion.
If you have not checked out the website yet, please go to bkcrypto.com.
Yeah.
And get you some
Match.
blockchain match. Okay, incredible stuff. Good morning to you, champion. And we have Roshana Bennett in the house. So RB, as I would call her. She says, Grand Rising. Let the people know what money is so they can understand what is Bitcoin. This system got people scared of money. You're the best. Thanks for educating humanity. They have been duped.
Preach.
You know, when God put me on this earth, he said, Che, it is your mission to go out there and transform certain things. It might not be your business to transform it, but you have a big head, so go ahead and start doing it.
No one else can do it but you.
Absolutely. There are some things that just come to you naturally. You know, I think even Obama himself said it, that this capitalist approach that we have right now, society was in this phase of experiments. And no one said that this was the working formula.
They were experimenting with your lives.
Yeah. And so they landed upon this thing and then they just kept rolling with it.
Capitalism. Playing with your store of value.
Exactly. Exactly. And now we're just in this place where it is very clear that it does not work. They say there's quite a few systems right now that are just not delivering anymore.
It's not even a matter of delivering now. It's a matter of their foot on your neck.
Yeah. These systems are outdated. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that one there?
Yeah, that was so deep. You know, being a Nigerian, I haven't experienced it recently while I was there. You know what was funny? Last night, I just got a mail from my bank saying that if I transferred money from America to my Naira account, I get charged a fee.
Why is that?
I don't get it. Why would you charge a fee because you're sending dollars to a Naira account in Nigeria?
Yeah, that is.
So you get access to the fee. Not that is bad already that they charge you a fee for your money just being in the account. They now charge you a fee to even transfer money there. And this even makes the matter worse because now you can work globally in Nigeria because of, you know, teleworking and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult for international companies to pay into a Nigeria account.
That's what they say. It's difficult for international companies to pay into a Nigerian account. And I keep asking myself, why is that?
Well,
at the end of the day, it's numbers moving between servers. I mean, these people act like when you send a payment to Nigeria, they have to carry this digital money on their head and swim across the ocean and then go drop it off in that person's account.
They must think all Nigerians and Nigerian princes, you know.
It's ridiculous. Nigerian princess.
Nigerian princes about to forward out your money.
They're the ones being the Nigerian princess right now, Nigerian prince right now. Okay. Because here's the thing: technology is supposed to make things cheaper.
Faster.
And faster for sure.
Easy to access.
But I think that all the cost savings that technology has brought forward has been snatched away in profits by the corporations. And then somehow, some way, okay, I'm sure there's multiple ways that this comes about, more fees being imposed onto the people. I get it. People say, it costs money to run servers and things like that. But I would argue that it cannot be that expensive, because if you look at the Bitcoin network, I think that there's way more sophisticated equipment out there, running other applications, which will probably cost more, and they don't even send money. So, yeah.
And the fees cannot even be compared.
Absolutely.
And it's faster.
Now, looking at what this guy said here, right, what he's talking about, we're looking at a situation where I know he said it's not capital control, but I think it's capital control. It's stopping capital from flowing into Africa.
Ooh,
right. And what that made me think of was actually the Somalian pirates.
Mm.
In this situation, we have a scenario where PayPal or other companies, right, of the same operations, restrict cash flow, right, in one direction. So they'll allow money to leave from Africa, but they will not allow the money to flow back in the same way.
Mm.
If you look at the Somalian pirates, you see that it's a situation where there's a lot of trade going
through their waters,
but they're not benefiting at all from this. It is the same thing. They would show up and literally take a bunch of natural resources from the same continent, but they bring nothing to enhance that continent.
Yep.
It's the same thing. And I think the only difference that we have now is that at this point in time, no matter where you are in the world, we now have this ability to exchange this value without any single person's control. I mean, like he was saying that this is PayPal, this is a private company making these decisions.
You don't need a middleman.
And it affects millions of lives.
Sure. Ghana can't even access it. At least Nigeria can send. That's what Isaac Beck the comment said.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to access that. So, and this is why we do the Bitcoin.
Talk about Bitcoin
education.
life.
Yes,
Yeah.
we talk about Bitcoin because at this point in time, it is very clear again that the financial system, as we know it, is it's. I don't want to say it's horrible. It's not horrible. It was what it was. It worked
very
for a
restrictive.
while. Yeah,
it works for a very few group of people.
Exactly. We all understand this at this point. So it's now, how do we take control of our own financial future? And it is really simple at this point in time. We have to be able to really just hop on the Bitcoin standard, because when we get into Bitcoin, right? I know a lot of times, most of the time when you talk to people, they just look at it as, well, you're getting in to make profits.
Yeah.
Okay. But this thing is more than profits, right? It's a network as well.
Saving lives.
Yeah.
Changing nations.
Once you hop into this thing, you're making a statement. You're saying that you want to take back control of your own value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, dude, you can have cash and these people can still manipulate the value of your cash from afar.
I got stories about cash.
Yeah, actually, you were recently in Nigeria, right?
Cash is even worse now. Like, they can limit the amount of cash you can get access to.
Yeah.
They change the image of the cash so you cannot even access either or. It's madness.
You were telling us about like the whole exchange situation.
Yes.
And how you can actually go, you have some money in your bank account and
Yep.
you go to withdraw it.
Yep.
And the money could not be there.
Yep.
Tell us more about that. How does that come about?
Man, this is literally recent. You go into Nigeria, you put your dollars into the bank accounts, you go
Right.
back the next day, they tell you the money is not there, they can't give it to you.
Yeah.
You say, okay, give me back your naira. They say they can only give you a certain amount of naira.
So you're negotiating with the bank for your own money.
Trust
right
me,
then
man.
and there.
It's madness. And then you leave the bank, you have your card, your bank card, you want to buy something. They're like, nah, they're going to charge you a fee because you got to go to a point of sale system
Right.
to get the cash out. They charge you a fee there too as well before you can go and buy something with cash. And then we have two, like you have 1,000 naira, but two images. So you have two different 1,000 nairas. When I was there last year, which
Right.
is the year before last year, or whatever that is, the government decided to say, hey, we're going to stop this specific design of the currency. We're going to make you another one. And that you could not use the old one. Guess what? You could not even access the new one. And the old one was too dirty. They didn't even have access to that. So people were businesses shut down left and right.
Imagine living in that sort of economy.
It's coming to America. It's already
Right.
happening. I mean, the bank's limiting how much you can take out.
Actually, yeah, this is true. We've even seen the IRS recently say that if you have more than 10K if you carry out more than 10K in a crypto transaction, you have to report it within 15 days.
Oh, hell, go to jail.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Or it
You're a
could be
felony.
Well, you have to ask yourself, why would they say this? You see, capital flight, right, is this process where people are continuously leaving the country with the money. In that situation, it seems that I don't want to say it maybe necessarily stops the economic growth, because already the economic growth is probably not there, which is why the capital flight is happening. And so they try to keep the money within the economy so you can continuously use their banking system, and the circulation goes on and on. But I think they finally come to realize that when you leave the fiat system into Bitcoin, this is the same thing as taking that 10K with you on a flight and never coming back.
Say goodbye.
Exactly.
You know what's so funny? In America, they will tell you, "Oh, it's war against terrorism and bad usage of money."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, did that not happen in fiat before Bitcoin came about?"
Yeah, it's been happening. It's been happening. I don't
Excuses and
think
stories, man.
those things are. I don't know who I was talking to the other day, and I was like, they say this things is a matter of national security,
Mhm.
and then we have a border that they're struggling to
Mhm.
lock down,
Mhm.
right? And I asked myself, wait, this is the most advanced nation apparently,
Mhm.
and they have all these sophisticated weaponry and defense systems, but somehow they cannot stop this flow of people coming through the border. But there's a country somewhere across the world that does not even associate with anyone else, North Korea. And it's like you cannot go in and out of that country. They have it on lockdown. What is going on? But it was just a thought. It was just a thought in my head at the time. Okay. We're gonna switch gears here because there's just two more things we wanted to touch on. We just thought it was a worthy mention. I think for this one, I mean, the message is very clear at this point in time. And this is really what we wanted to share with everyone this morning. Something to think about. What are the things that you're doing in your life to take control of your financial future, your financial sovereignty, especially? That is the most important part. Because it seems to me that if you're in this fiat currency, you have no control of your own value.
Inflation is inflating your money.
And exactly, and the actions that are being taken on your freedoms and the value of your money seem to be only getting more and more aggressive. This is why we're seeing a lot of people also choosing to relocate right out of the country to a place where it's more favorable. And you also notice that there's a lot of countries around the world that are easing up your visa requirements and things like that to allow
Yeah.
people to flow into the country. That means development at some point, whether it's immediate or not. That means development, and that means that if you want progress in your life, right, I always say all the time, it's the same reason why a lot of us from Africa and other parts of the world travel to come to America, right?
America.
Because America was this prosperous place. But then what happens when it seems like that prosperity is no longer there? Not by the choice of the people, but
A few.
bad leadership.
Yeah.
Right? At some point you cannot fight the whole thing, and you might have to relocate. But who knows? Let's look at some comments, and then I'm not going to do the Michael Saylor one anymore because of time. But listen, I will not pass upon the opportunity to watch Jim Cramer one more time. Bend at the knees of Bitcoin. I mean, you can't understand. we've done a bunch of videos where these guys would say some things, whether it's Jim Cramer, Peter Schiff. The other one, unfortunately, he did not. Damn, Charlie Munger.
Charlie Munger. Sorry,
He did not live to see, but it's okay.
we lost him last year, just in time.
Yeah, he called. Wow, he called Bitcoin rat poison. But listen, man, looks like the rat poison is terminating, all the naysayers like Jamie Dimon and such. Okay.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm your anti-Bitcoinist.
All right. Well, let's look at some comments here, and then we just move on and watch a video, and we'll call it a day. Well, that's OG Buzzy. He says, "Preach, brother. Listen, I came in with my Bible this morning, okay, and dude, this mic for some reason I always feel like it's never in the right place, even after I have. Forget about it." We have Kaiser says, "Good question. Which question is that?" Kaiser says,
"We've been talking a lot of stuff, so
yeah, that's true. It's a network. What else needs to happen to establish own economic infrastructure? To establish your own economic infrastructure on the Bitcoin network. I would say first you want to buy the Bitcoin for sure. Keep buying it and keep holding the Bitcoin.
Read the Bitcoin standard.
Yeah, you definitely
Step
need to
number
read,
one.
you definitely need to read the Bitcoin standard. That's no question. And because Bitcoin says also Bitcoin in Black America, so it's a good one as well.
Oh.
But definitely read that Bitcoin standard. It had cold storage wallet. That's part of it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then running your own Bitcoin node.
Yes, sir.
And that's it. Because especially when you're running your own Bitcoin node, you really maximize the sovereignty of this money. You can store it on your node. You can set up lightning channels to transact with other people, whether it's family members and such,
without the fees, without the thought.
And you could also set up, I think there's a situation where you can set up some minor fees on your lightning channel to fund yourself. I see nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the business. If you want to make some money running your lightning channel, that is great. It's fine.
If you're a business, you can get paid in Bitcoin and get the transaction go straight to your wallet without the bank's fees.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the infrastructure for Bitcoin, there's nothing major that we need to do as a people other than make the choice to participate. Like Bitcoin miners make the choice to participate, right? You can go buy a Bitcoin miner and everything will be just fine, because the network across the world right now that secures Bitcoin is beyond anything that these people ever imagined. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm glad I got to share that. Hand orange covering eyes.
I didn't get that one.
It's probably orange peeling something, Peace to you too, sir. Anti-money laundering laws narrative is problematic. Yeah, they use this anti-money laundering thing all the time. It's the same thing as the national security, as you mentioned, right? And I think that these are things that are just becoming outdated. No one cares.
It's not anti-money laundering when the big banks move the money for certain people.
Exactly. They just do it outright. And now we are in a global economy that is all connected, and so I think that these are things that we just need to be able to sit down and discuss how we want to operate within this framework, instead of having a bunch of people trying to force down legacy guidelines down everyone's throat. It does not work. Okay. Happy New Year to you too, Kaiser. Right. And of course, we have Chloe Deer in the house. Haven't seen you in a while, Chloe.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Finding ways and places that your money is treated best, building wealth with community. That's really what it's all about. It is not normal for you to wake up and work every day 9 to 5 for the rest of your life until you retire. And then the only thing you're looking for is this 401k thing. And then by the time you get to that 401k thing, that
crashes.
Really, it is not normal. It is not normal life. I'm just saying, it's definitely not normal life. Now, listen, let's watch Jim Cramer capitulate here, okay? And then we'll call it a day. I gotta go to work. Listen to this.
And obviously, it had a great year last year.
Yeah, we got that clearing event of Sam Bankman-Fried going down, and that seemed to make people feel, we're safe. And then the ETF.
We continue to wait.
Endless ETF.
Right.
And look, it's very rare that I've ever seen that this way. Could it be a waiting for Godot? I mean, no, there won't be an ETF. But I do think that the people who are in it for that are going to use that as a chance to sell. This thing is, you can't kill it.
Ooh, can't.
And the late Charlie Munger, who was so brilliant on so many things, was blind to this. Now you could say, wait a second, maybe it's all going to come
Jamie
unraveled.
Dimon has not spared any negative words.
No, but look, I mean, it's a reality and it's a technological marvel. And I think people have to start recognizing that it's here to stay. The SEC's been against it almost the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that every one of these is here to stay, but I do think that it's about this is a remarkable comeback that was unexpected, except for all the bulls who turned out to be right.
Gensler does a lot of jawboning.
Didn't work.
A lot of jawboning.
He wants people to be in one. So, I mean, when you speak to him, he just would like everybody involved to have to be like it's a registered security. And he failed. And I think even the Commodity Futures Trading Commission is not aligned with him.
The screaming was on point.
Yeah, screaming was on point. Listen, that's on national TV, man. This thing is here to stay. Charlie Munger did not see it, did not get it. Jim Cramer himself did not see it, did not get it. Okay. And I think there's a certain point you get to where, some people, less and less people will be able to keep upholding this facade of what the fiat system is. It's a scam system. I don't think that I need to go to Harvard economics or whatever to know that. It's basic building blocks of what? Transactions, right? Of an
money.
economy.
Of what money it is.
Yeah, of budgeting.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Well, anything else you want to add, Dr. Blum?
And champions.
How did it feel to you to see Cramer just...
Man, you should have seen me. I actually made up
Yeah,
a song.
actually,
If you scroll up there, I was like,
Oh,
man,
did?
if you scroll up, yeah.
Oh, Bitcoin song. You can't kill it. A reality, a technological marvel. You better recognize it's here to stay.
Yo,
And that's something. Yeah.
we need to put a rap song around that shit.
Amen. Album coming soon. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a spectacular one as always. Thank you for joining us on this Monday live. We're going to be trying to do more lives on our channel as well. Thanks for the gentlemen of crypto for letting us stream on their channel daily.
Mondays
Yes.
at 9 a.m.
We hope it's a successful week for you. Okay. Please be sure to share the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, by the way, subscribe to our channel. Also follow us on X at StackFin. We're also on Spotify at Stack, even though we've not been posting a lot there, to be honest. Anything else so we can close out?
No, man. Champions, thanks for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, Brazen out.
00.